Hi, my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete. The topic of today's video is, instead of seeing weakness, see potential. So I've been doing a lot of yoga lately. I'm a little excessive, or as my yoga instructor said, Bill, you're just driven. You're driven, because I was gonna go like twice a week, and now I'm going like 6 to 7 times a week, and I've been doing it for like 3 weeks. Anyway, there's this one pose, and I'm getting better, but I'm still like the worst guy in the class. You know, I'm still the stiffest guy in the class, but I'm getting less stiff compared to everybody else. At least I'm getting in the ballpark. But there's this one pose. It's called like the pigeon pose. And anyway, you put your, it's hard to explain because I sure can't show it. Anyway, the bottom line is, Google it if you want to know what the pigeon pose is in yoga. And so I couldn't even get into the pose at all, like zero. Like I literally had to sit there and watch people doing this pigeon pose. And the main thing about the pigeon pose is that it's like a hip stretcher, right? It's your hips. And I don't know, I'm like I said, I got a couple big races coming up in Minnesota. One's in Minnesota, the Arrowhead 135, which I've tried like 6 times and haven't made it. And then another one is in northern Wisconsin, the Tuscobia 160 mile run. Well, my buddy last year, he was able to average 15 minutes a mile walking, where I was averaging 20 minutes a mile walking, which put me right up against the cutoffs at 20 minutes a mile. And I ended up going like 30 hours straight, and you're pulling a 40-pound sled with like your survival gear, and I blew myself up, right? And he made it with 10 hours to spare, and he's a big guy like I am. And I said, hey, how did you do that? How did you do so well? He said, well, I walked at 15-minute pace. And I said, well, how do you walk so fast? I'm walking at 20-minute pace, and I blew myself up. And so I came back and I was doing some research just on how to walk faster. And I think it all goes hand in hand with running or walking. And it was like, you got to loosen your hips up. You got to get loose hips, loose back, loose hamstrings. So of course, those are like my worst 3 things. And of course, the hips is the pigeon pose. And so I looked around, everybody gets in this pigeon pose. I can't even do it. The instructor tells me just sit it out and sit on my butt, and just watch this one. And I was kind of embarrassed at first, but then I thought to myself, potential, that's potential. Look how much I could loosen my hips up. If I could even semi-fake getting into the pigeon pose, I'm gonna be a heck of a lot looser than I am now. And you know what it means when I get loose? 15-minute mile per mile walking pace. That's what I'm shooting for in Arrowhead and Tuscobia. I'm going for 15. Because even if I was 18, I'd still make the cutoff by 2 minutes a mile over 135 miles and 160 miles. It's hours. It's hours of cushion. That's the difference of me getting to sleep a little bit, eat a little bit more, not blowing myself up, finishing loose hips, pigeon pose. I'm going to be an expert at the pigeon pose by the time this starts, or at least be able to fake it really good. And that's going to mean I'm finishing Arrowhead and Tuscobia because I can walk 2 to 5 minutes a mile faster. Anyway, do your version of the pigeon pose, whatever you think is your weakness. See it as potential to accomplishing your goals. Anyway, if you want to contact me, email me at epicbillbradley@gmail.com. Thank you.